Yay, it's unboxing time. Today we're going to have a look at the CamOne Infinity. I finally decided to buy an ActionCam and not a GoPro as many others have done, so I decided to get one of these. So let's just get it out of the package and have a closer look at it. As always, a lot of manuals in all languages you probably don't speak, so we're not going to need them at the moment. So let's get it out. And here it is, the cam itself, with the shock resistant housing, of course, as most of these cams get, and then the accessories, and I can just tell you, you get a lot. I'm just gonna spread it out a bit, all the cables, a helmet mount, then all these sticky plates, mount for a pipe, little bag for the camera, then all these long and short connectors with the actual connector. So let's just have a closer look at the camera itself. So it comes with this nice little lens cap so you don't get scratches in your lens. So first things first, the lens is actually exchangeable, so you have now a standard 180 degrees fisheye on it, but you can also buy a 142 and a 96 degree lens, I think. Then other things on the front side, here is the battery, which you can change, status LEDs, and a small video light. I can show this later. Then on the top side, this very handy 6-button interface. You have the on and off button here, and then you can see the video light, so it's like you can light up a face in the dark or something. Then you have menu button, play button, and picture and movie button, so you don't have to switch menu for taking pictures or movies, you just have 2 buttons. You go then on the back side, you have this built-in LCD display with all the infos you need, like video quality, battery, etc. And then as you can see here, you also have like second layer images, so if you're in the menu, this show you what the button is for. Then when you move on to the side, here you have behind this cap, you have the plugs, so you have a USB plug and a HDMI out, and then you can fit in 2 micro SD cards, the SDHC ones, and they have to be class 4 minimum, I think. Then on the bottom side you have this special connector for the Wi-Fi module you can buy to it, and you have a standard 1/4 inch tripod mount, so if you want to use it without the housing you can also mount it somewhere. Then some controls which I have seen, but just like looking at it, is the lens mount is really horrible. It's like a very long, very fine thread, and I was really scared to just break the thread when I was screwing it in again, so I'm not gonna take it out this time. And then another thing is like the battery, yes, it is exchangeable, but the mechanism to open it is, I still don't really get it, how to properly open it. So it's like this plastic mount, and then you can slide it on, and then I think you have to click it down, but it's not works not too well, but later more to some issues. So yeah, that's the cam for the moment. So next up is the housing you get with it. So it looks very similar to the ones you get with the GoPro, except that the closing mechanism is on the sides and not on the top, because here are all the 6 buttons in very nice buttons, so like you can handle them easily also with gloves. I tried it out, works quite well. Mechanism quite similar. Yeah, nothing special, just like regular housings with a silicone sealing around it. Then some other details. So you have as well here a tripod mount, which I actually hope is like in the center of the lens. I have to try it out, but it looks like it could just be. Then the standard mount for all the accessories you get with it. Here I have to point out that it is actually compatible to the GoPro accessory. So if you something don't find at the CamOne shop or so, you can always have a look at the GoPro stuff. Here it's also like this ratchet kind of system, so it helps to like keep the angle you set it up with. Yeah, and that's it from the housing so far. So after all these good words about the camera, I also do have some, I would call them like design issues. So first of all, like the 6-button layout is really cool, I really like it, but I think when they make the efforts to get the 6-button layout, they could make some bigger differences between the video and the picture button, so you can really feel the difference between them and you don't have to memorize which one is which one. But that's like a smaller thing. Then, as I said before, the battery cap is a bit botchy. Like, there should be easier ways to remove it and fit it in again. It's all, yeah, you're scared to break the cap actually. Then, as I also said before, the lens mount is really horrible. Like I'm used to screw in, and I'm used to work with threads and all this stuff, and I was really scared to break anything or just rip the thread out of it. There should be something done for the next version. Then further on, like the video light is okay, but I think it would be better if they had put on 2 of them, like one on the top and one on the bottom, so because now you really see just where the light source is coming from. Then the housing is like, it's okay, it works, but I think they could have done it a bit smaller, because if you have a look here, I would just put it in, close the lid, like it looks really much bigger than that it was without it. And then if you have a look at the place on the very bottom on the right, then you can see all the space around here, which I think could be avoided with just making it a bit smaller. It would just save some weight and look a bit smaller. Then another thing with the housing is that the housing actually covers the status LEDs, so you can't really see them if they're lit up or not. That's also a bit of a bad thing. Like, I know there's not a lot of space on the front side because of the battery cover, but you could put them here on the sides or on this side or whatever, but like there will be enough space for these small LEDs. And then something for only the housing is the tripod mount. Like, it's really a cool idea, I like it, but I do have this CamOne quick release plate, which is actually a very small type of them. So, and if I place it here, then it's already quite tight spot over here, so maybe they should make it a bit longer, or I don't know what, but it's just, if you have big quick release plates, then you're stuck with it and can't really use it. Yeah, I hope they work on this, and if they ever going to bring out a version 2 or however they will call it, I hope these things will be better then. You get a lot of accessories with it, even there are not all standard parts, like I bought some extra of this banded clip mounts for helmets and others. But yeah, so where to start? So this is then the slide mount for this helmet clips. Looks very similar to the GoPro one as well. I don't know if it fits, I have to check this later. Then what is to point out, like the nuts are, and the bolts, they're all stainless steel, so they won't get rusty or something. And then the nuts, these are all these safety nuts with the rubber ring in it, so if you have vibrations like on a motorcycle or on a car, they won't loosen up by itself. Then what you get is like this helmet mount. I'll show that one later in more detail. Then you get two joints, a small and a large one, so you can position a cam in whatever position you'd like to. Then this pipe mount for mountain bikes, motorcycles, or any other round thing. The bolts to fix them all together, and these are the glue, the sticky tape for these helmet mounts. Yeah, that's it. So with this like standard set you can do pretty much everything you will need for the first few shoots, I think. Hello and welcome on my new channel on NoFocusPictures. You have just seen my very first video I made. I hope you enjoyed it and you've learned something new about the CamOne Infinity. What's up next? So I'm gonna make a second video about the CamOne. You're going to see some test footage. I'm going to show you some mods which I've done to the accessories, and I'll talk about general experiences I made with it while working with it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to get my latest updates, and see you soon.